Rich legacies of communal life have often been pushed to the edge of human extinction. In May of 1839, federal troops rounded up eastern Cherokees in their homelands of Georgia and Alabama to force them west to a new Indian territory. Blizzard, disease, and starvation killed 4,000 of the original 13,000 Cherokees on what became known as the Trail of Tears. As told to their descendants by their parents and grandparents, faith is what sustained many whom survived. The Methodist hymn, "One Drop of Blood," became the anthem of their struggle.
They were singing to God for bringing them through. Even they're killing their kids and killing them, starving them, insulting them, you know.
You know, the Trail of Tears isn't a subject that comes up in the Indian world, in the Cherokee world. It's not spoken of unless asked, because of the memories that live with just those few words, Trail of Tears. You know, every tribe can relate.
I don't think anything that we could go through today would compare with the atrocities that they went through at the time of the removal.
Growing up on a reservation, we were puppets. We did. We acted. Whatever the government said, we did it.
We're told that maybe it was a way of breaking our spirits. God made us. Creator, He created us. Created every one of us. No matter what color we are, you know, God made us. God makes no mistakes.
The very end of the trail, Tahlequah, Oklahoma, is where the Cherokee people resettled. Here, D.D. Etchinson Cherokee United Methodist Church survives as a witness to the spirit of their ancestors.
It's a smaller church than a lot of churches, and small churches, all of them have certain characteristics, to me anyway. They're usually a little closer, people know each other a little better. Smaller communities, people know each other a little better. And I think part of it is that, but there is that, you know, distinctively Cherokee aspect of it.
You know, coming back to this church, this church, like I say, my uncle pastored this church. A lot of my aunts have come through these doors, and walked on these grounds, walked through these buildings. They're gone now, but their memory, still lives here today. So to me, the church is a historical monument, you might say, in a lot of Cherokee lives.
The spirit here, God has blessed these people with a ministry in singing and witnessing, working in the church.
The hymns that we sing are in Cherokee, a lot of them, and some of the activities center around things that Cherokee people tend to, do, like the foods, for example. Those are quite distinctively Cherokee.
By being in a Native American church that's in the heart of our Cherokee heritage, since we're located in Tahlequah, the Cherokee capital, as they call it, I think that helps reinforce my identity by carrying on our songs, and there are still those that still speak our Cherokee language. We incorporate that into our services.
Still today, forces from outside the community strain their sense of cultural identity.
You don't have to have any type of blood quantum or anything. You just got to show that, my ancestors was on the Dawes Roll, and so that makes me Cherokee.
But who could be Cherokee? It could be anybody, whether they were light-skinned or dark or in between. You just never really know until you start asking. Because our tribe is so big, and we've intermarried, and you've got fulls in between, and you've got those really lesser degrees.
Cherokee Nation is the second largest Indian nation in the world.
When kids were taken away to boarding schools, Indian boarding schools, punished for using their own language, you know, the non-Indians, these blonde-haired, blue-eyed Cherokees, they'll stand up in crowds, you know, and they'll say, "This never happened. You know, this never happened to our people. Well, they never lived it. They don't know what it is to be Indian. They don't know what it is to be discriminated against." You know, maybe our church helps the other Indians, the darker-skinned Indians, feel more at home, and they can come in and they can worship with us.
Even with the newfound popularity of Native American culture in the U.S., the carrying on of soulful Native ways must be passed down from one generation to the next.
I really like, you know, singing. Whenever I came here, I didn't really know much Cherokee. I was raised in Ponca, around the Ponca people. That's where my mom's from. And then we came here and I would hear their songs, and I didn't really know them. I knew like one or two from our annual conference. We would go there, and the old Cherokee folks would, you know, they would stay up all night and sing Cherokee songs. And then on Sunday mornings, they'd get up and sing. And every year, they'd sing the same song. Squatini Sesti Yehovah. They'd sing that same song over and over every year. And I kind of picked up on that song. Whenever we came here, they would sing all different songs. And that's really what I like about this church. That's where I learned most of the heritage was in this church. And the older women, they'd tell me about the stomp dance, or this song means this. And so that's really what I like more about this church.
Older people carry so much history and they carry so much knowledge that when it's gone for good. And for example, if you'll notice in our little choir here, there are some younger people, but there are a number of older ladies that have been singing those hymns all their lives. They learned those hymns when they were children, and they're singing them when they're adults, and they're still singing them.
Even by singing those songs is a reinforcement of who I am as an individual. And because of ancestors who have come across the Trail of Tears during the removal time, it helps to always remember.
I'm proud to be an Indian, a Native American. I walked into a bunch of Indians one day and I said, "Good evening, all you Indians." And there's no Indians here. I said, "Really?" And they said, "No, we're all Native American."
Was that joy unspeakable and full of love? Because the congregation here is full of this, and it seems to permeate in the hearts and the minds and the souls of those that come and hear the songs that only God could have given to them.
We feel here in our church here that, we're ambassadors. Simply put, God put us here as ambassadors for the Lord, but also for the Cherokee people, for the Indian people as a whole.